Hello everyone and welcome to Season 3 of Titans of Altera. Before I jump directly into the episode, I want to give you a quick heads up. The next several episodes, the very first of Season 3, will be incredibly unique. Not only have I put more production and effort into these episodes, but each of the next 4 episodes will include one half, the finale of Season 2, the other half, a look at where our heroes are in the distant future, where our Season 3 story will begin. So, without further ado, I give you Episode 1 of Season 3. Feels good to be back. Welcome to the Titans of Altera, a 5th edition actual play podcast for gamers of all ages. Season 3, everybody. We're here and going around the table. Joining me, I'm the host and Dungeon Master Joshua. Going around the table, we have
Joan,
Delphin,
Winnie,
Relnor.
We are all here and we are back for Season 3. Feels good, everybody. Feels good to be back.
I want to be clear that we are around the remote table.
Yeah, it was great because Joshua pointed at where we are on his screen, and it was like, "Who are you pointing
Here's
at?"
the story.
It was just a finger going from one side to the other.
We ended the last season with Justin basically yelling at you guys to run in a hoarse voice as Terrasol revealed himself and began to laugh.
And we're in the dungeon of a giant tower.
Actually, all of you have gone unconscious, and Winnie, you start to come to first.
Aha.
You find yourself on kind of cold ground, cold, solid ground. You can see kind of almost soft, light embers glowing beneath the surface, but the surface itself is the ancient stone.
Okay.
And as you start to orient yourself, you can see the ancient stone itself almost shifting and moving as if it was organic or liquid. It's still stone on the surface, but its movement across the surface seems to be in different strands, almost like sinew underneath you.
Rock does crazy stuff in Altera.
It does.
I like it.
And you can hear 2 voices speaking with one another nearby.
Okay. I listen.
Okay.
I stay real still and quiet, but I like rub the weird floor with my hand because I'm like exploring, trying to figure out what it is.
One is the voice of Justin.
Okay.
You'll have to kill me then. Destroy me, brother. There's no way that I'm letting you continue ripping apart what we've created. Winnie, as you're listening and you're kind of moving your hands along the surface, you actually start to notice that your hands look different.
Okay.
What?
And your hands seem to almost be made of that same kind of sinuous stone, shifting and moving, but glowing with a soft light, with a brighter light than what seems to be underneath the surface of the rest of the stone. And you still have your form, the form of Winnie, but the surface of everything, your clothes, your hands, they're all kind of like covered in a ancient stone kind of texture and material.
Whoa.
Mushy glow rocks.
If I turn my head left and right, do I see are any of these guys around me?
So as you look left and right, you can see your team members, Relnor, Delphin, Joan, all kind of unconscious on the ground next to you, all as well covered in this kind of ancient stone, but your light seems to be glowing somewhat brighter. And if you actually were to look, you are glowing similarly to the 2 individuals that you heard talking. If you were to look their direction, you would see two draconic-looking beings, long-snouted, taller than a man.
I thought you said we heard Justin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so so you actually would see the 2 of them confronting each other. However, one is on the ground with his kind of neck being held by the other. And then you hear the voice of Terrasol.
It is not as things were meant to be. And if I must, then I will kill you.
Like the kind of shifting sinew start to actually join and become part of Terrasol, and the light
assimilated.
the light starts to fade, and the form is still there, but it's like everything is all of the light and everything on the surface is shifting into Terrasol until the figure that is left is just a dark, unlit stone that Terrasol then tosses to the ground.
Oh.
And you can see kind of scattered along this plain of kind of rippling stone are hundreds of these shadow stone figures with no light scattered around.
Jeez.
Oh, it's all the other others.
Yeah.
And then
All the other others.
Very
Yeah,
astute.
those other others.
I forgot what they were called. They're things. But
and then you hear Terrasol kind of roar on its own, kind of with light almost like emanating like a sun from him, until it then dies down back to kind of more of a normal level. And he turns his eyes upon you.
Yep. And I'm like struggling to get up, and I'm like, no, Justin.
Welcome to the soul of Alterra, child.
This soul sucks.
Look beneath you. These are not just ambient lights. These are the beings of my world. This is Alterra.
It's not the Alterra I know.
It is.
I think she's just
Kind
in
of-
shock,
Yeah, this is
really.
a
He
lot.
kind of starts
There's a
walking
lot
over
to take in.
walking over towards you, and he's a tower. Okay, at this point, the three of you start to become conscious, but you feel as if you're under like incredible gravity. Like you feel as if you're being held down fairly strongly.
Winnie is trying to crawl away from Terrasol.
He kind of reaches his hand out, Winnie, and the stones around you start to shift and move, almost like little waves, and they actually start to like bring you
Can we
closer
see
to
this?
him.
No.
Can we see this happening?
Yeah, you can start to see and look around.
What?
I don't like it. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
This is the end of the line.
Can we move?
You can try.
Okay, I tried to move.
Roll me a
I'm
strength
trying to
check.
move too.
Athletics.
That's a 10, baby.
Baby.
So you're able to maybe like get like an elbow up, but
I rolled a 12.
that's about it.
It's a very powerful elbow.
Yeah, Dalphin, you can maybe start to shift a hand along the surface.
I can't move.
Can I try to reach out and talk to Guinevere?
Smart.
Yeah, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Does he get advantage? Because that was a smart idea.
I'll give you inspiration
So
for
he
that,
can.
but I'm not going to give you advantage.
Hey, at least I asked for someone else this time.
So what?
You got
What-
Eric on that one.
What's your? Nope. I'm looking at the roll. How much is your inspiration worth?
It's inspiration is another D20, so it is like giving you advantage, but not.
What did you roll?
Well, I rolled a 6.
A 6.
You can save the inspiration if you'd like, or you can use it to try and successfully contact Guinevere.
I'll use the inspiration. So it's 6 plus.
No, you just re-roll.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you
am.
just re-roll
I'm
your-
just re-rolling.
you
Okay.
still add your wisdom modifier though.
17.
Woo!
Okay. Dalphin and Joan, as you guys are kind of scrambling to get off the ground, Relnor's body shifts into the ground and disappears.
What did he do?
Did we notice it? Or are
Bye,
we too focused on Winnie?
suckers.
I'm probably too focused on Winnie.
You might notice it maybe. Winnie, Terrasol has you kind of like up close to him, and he kind of kneels down, like talking to a child. He doesn't reach out for you.
Where is my sister?
Oh, boob.
Your sister.
You have
Your
hid
sister,
her
your
presence from me for too long.
sister. Joke's on you because I knew where she was and she left before I could get there. or what? Or left after I left, or I don't know. But if you look through my memories, you're only gonna find that.
Can't tell you what you don't know.
Gotcha.
He reaches a hand out, Winnie, and places it atop your head.
Yeah,
similar to the way.
yeah.
If you want to try and get away, you'll have to roll against his dexterity.
No, I'm freaking out and not thinking clearly, so I'm just like
Okay.
struggling against the rock, like.
So he places his hand, and basically his palm covers the whole top of your head.
It's time for you to sleep.
No.
He kind of sneers, and then the light from your form starts to dim till it's at the same place as your party. As you start to see the light fade, you feel a hefty weight begin to settle on you, similar to what the others are experiencing, as he kind of removes your awakened ability.
Jerk.
Ricky's very upset.
That was cool.
And then he kind of lets you fall to the ground. While that's happening, Relnor,
Yeah.
you find yourself immersed in water, in like a pool.
You're,
And do
You're
you swim?
immersed.
Do you swim to the surface?
That's how Relnor swims. He goes.
he does that underwater.
Yes, I will swim to the surface.
Okay. You burst from the water and find yourself, as your eyes kind of clear, like hit with a bright light, and you can see that you're in kind of a what looks like a little oasis kind of area. Greenery and big luscious trees, pure crystal blue lake that you're kind of in the midst of. And there are several humanoid creatures about, all of which seem to be part animal to some degree,
Like a Mr. Tumnus?
like Iridel
Oh, okay.
and Guinevere,
Ah.
but different animals. Some are like
Bears.
dogs, some look like wolves, some like bears. Yeah, all kinds. There's maybe a dozen or so kind of all about, and some are talking, some are doing things, but they're all dressed differently as if they're from different regions of the world. However, you do hear a familiar voice. You have come to a new place, friend.
We need help. Please, he has the others.
Come. I am with the Kama.
Yeah, I'll swim towards her.
I thought the comma was just Kaputski.
And by the way, something about the lake itself seemed magical almost, and so you feel rejuvenated. And as you kind of get out, she gestures, she says, much is happening, and I have not known where you are. I think Jimmy needs your help.
Okay.
Forgot about Jimmy.
He's the will. Yeah, what's going to happen to the will now that the god's gone?
As you walk over, you see Jimmy kind of lying against a stone, one hand on his chest, one hand on a amber orb to his side that's glowing very brightly.
Terrasol, he killed. I think he killed Justin, or I think he killed Kamasol.
That's what's going on. Dang it! And he kind of like slams his fist on the ground. We don't have a lot of time. Where are the others? Where are the other companions? Your companions? Where are they?
Someplace called the Soul of Altera.
Okay. We don't have a lot of time. I think I know how we can get him. We're gonna cut away from that, back to the Soul of Altera. And Terrasol now has begun kind of doing some gestures with his hands, and you can start to see like magical, like some kind of like lights start to like flow around him.
It is rare for creatures such as yourselves to witness the reforging of a world.
You're not going to get away with this.
And then he slams both his palms down on the surface of the stone, and it kind of sends a ripple out across all of it. And you start to see the lights, after the ripple kind of sends out, all the different little embers start to flow toward him, moving to kind of where his hands are.
It's pretty and terrible.
In that moment, a figure rushes past each of you. As your eyes are kind of focused on Terrasol, a humanoid form runs past each of you, carrying a long, shafted spear. And you may not remember him, but this is Joshua.
Yeah.
I don't remember Joshua.
And
Oh, but he's a baddie.
he leaps into the air and plunges his spear into Terrasol's back.
Wait, wasn't
Okay, I take
this
it back.
Terrasol's will? Wasn't this his will?
Yes.
His own will is trying to kill him?
You hear this kind of like crack, almost like an explosion happens from far, far away. all of the lights dim. Every single one starts to dim, even yours. But the three of you, the weight you're feeling is removed.
It was like a nice
Okay,
weighted blanket.
I scramble to my feet and I run after him.
Dalphin, as you're running, you see a bright light kind of punch through to your left,
Okay.
and a spinning circlet sword
Wait, how did he
Rushes-
get here?
rushes in
Nothing is impossible for
from-
Terry Turdurkin.
from the source of the light, and you hear a voice, "Come to the light, quickly!"
I go toward the light.
I fight my urge to punch Terrasol and I run towards the light.
Same, although not the punching part.
So you guys run towards the light, and as the circlet sword hits the giant, this large draconic-looking being, and then follows you back toward the light, and you guys emerge from the realm of the soul, with your bodies looking normal again, and on the other side, you're surrounded by whirs and clinks and bangs and gongs, and you see Terry Turducken, along with Truffle Bundle and Gunter. And Truffle Bundle is operating this large machine that has ripped a hole in the very fabric of the universe.
Whoa.
Which then
So cool.
which then closes behind you guys as after the three of you exit. Oh, I'm so glad that it worked. And he rushes forward. Truffle rushes forward and gives whoever he's closest to a big old hug.
I said I started running first, so I'm.
So yeah, so Joan gets a big old hug from Truffle Bundle.
Truffle, Terry. What's going on?
It would seem you were in need of a great adventurer like me. Come and save you. That's Terry, by the way.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. No, I didn't think Truffle would say that.
And you hear a voice from the background go, "Such a cool adventurer." Great.
That's right.
I throw
Terry, you're such a
myself
cool
around
dude.
Terry. Terry, and I'm like, thank you.
Your praises of welcome.
How did you know where to find us?
That was the great luck of this now inventor Bundle.
Truffle?
He's an inventor.
Indeed. That's right. I made my first invention.
His first
so
invention
proud of
tore a hole in the soul of Altera. That's crazy cool.
Maybe a good note to end on.
What
Not
is it,
us, I mean
Truffle?
him.
I call it the Other Place Finder.
We gotta work
And
on
then
that name.
Maybe
He
we
says,
could
I'm
hire
still,
someone
I'm
to
still
workshop
working
that a
on
bit.
the name. It is not exactly where I perhaps want it to be.
Can we be your first focus group?
Sure, but I don't know that we have time to play around with word games yet.
What about the soul portal?
Ooh, I like that. Cool.
But just the Ripper.
Terry kind of gestures and he says, "That is neither here nor there. We must get you back to Elestria. There's a great war beginning.
Oh no.
You have no idea. We are in trouble.
Where is your Relnor?"
He phased into the ground.
Relnor.
When he's like,
There's so much going on. It's like, wait a minute.
who?
I'm still like wiping tears and holding on to Terry.
We're pretty sure that the bad guy took out the other guy, and now he's really, really bad. And now the other one's gone. We got nothing else to fight him with.
I am the great hero, Terry Tadukan.
So you know the gods?
I am very well aware of the gods, and they're not gods. Ha ha ha. They are just silly big beings that have lived for a very long time, and it is not for them to decide what happens to our world.
Wait, Terry, how old are you?
That is neither here nor there. Quick, with the Ripper. And he gestures to Truffle Bundle to open the portal again. I believe you have a friend waiting for you with your golems.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Bertul.
And Truffle moves over to the machine. We only have one more go with this Ripper. I guess is what we're calling it, some kind of soul terror. But if you can see, he gestures at this big green crystal that's glowing now, and right next to it is another big green crystal that looks to have lost its glow and is cracked down the center. Here we go, and you hear this loud cracking sound, and the kind of doorway you guys came through reopens, and you can see before you a field of green, the city of Alestria off in the distance, and 4 stone golems waiting for you at the peak of a small hill.
What happened to David?
Okay, I release Terry and sort of pat him on the shoulder absentmindedly and walk towards the portal. And before I go through, I turn around and I say, Truffle, when I get back, we're going to talk about renewable resources. And then I step through.
I salute Truffle. And I say, to the best of gnomes, other than Winnie.
It's okay, I'm gone.
And
You
then
can't.
Is it the special
Me.
inventor salute?
Yes, it is.
Ah.
What is this special inventor salute?
I can't tell you, you're not an inventor.
Oh, but I am. What is it?
And you already know it.
Oh, you're right. We cannot let anyone know.
That's an old DM trick right there.
Didn't
Wait, I am
faze
also
me.
this person.
All right, so you go through.
Yeah.
Dalphin?
Terry, are you coming with us?
Oh, you betcha, Patoot. How could I be the greatest hero in the world if I didn't join for such a great, epic battle?
All right, let's go.
Oh, they're all just such cool dudes. And waiting for you there is Bertul.
You almost called him Bordeaux, didn't you?
No.
Oh.
Did not. I did not.
Let's just be happy we remembered.
He says,
know.
he says,
Yeah.
I've been so worried.
We definitely did not forget you were here.
Yeah, you should have been worried. We're in trouble.
The forces from the north have arrived. He kind of gestures over there, and you can see a huge army of elves and Lestrade soldiers and a whole, like everyone from the last vestiges of the Four Kingdoms Alliance have arrived. You could maybe assume having conquered Fairhaven, because that was their goal, was to take over Fairhaven.
Good
then
for them.
move-
Way to go, guys.
south for Alestria.
One would hope.
If you remember, the Prince of Fairhaven,
Yep.
kind of spindly elf guy.
Want to take
He
over his
is-
daddy, right?
Yes, he is with them riding atop a huge,
Elk?
long antlered deer. Yeah, and
How elfish of him.
it's a
yeah.
white deer. And he's
Ooh.
and he is wearing armor, accompanied with a huge selection of armored elves. And you can see the red and black flag of the Bloodbreakers,
Woo.
with almost an equally sized army of humans now gathered behind them.
Avengers.
Really quickly, we're gonna, as you guys kind of hear the roar of kind of shouts as people start to charge toward the kingdom, Bertul quick looks and he says, "Someone's gonna need to give them an opening."
You get it.
Then we're gonna cut back to Relnor real quick. I didn't intend to split the party, so I just want to make it clear this wasn't me. I'm not taking
I
full
love that
blame for this.
Relnor was the one that did it too. That's
It
perfect.
wasn't my fault. You gave me inspiration.
You gave me.
I would have failed miserably.
It's okay. I wanted you to find this place eventually, so it works out. Relnor, Jimmy starts to lead you and Iridel out of the kind of this forest into the trees, and you actually, all three of you, emerge in an alley, almost like kind of the blink of an eye. Like eventually you start to just turn corners amidst trees, and then all of a sudden the forest around you are the sides of walls within the city.
Sure.
Yeah, no big deal.
And you can hear the shouts of voices, dwarves, and other warriors shouting, and people running around, and bells ringing off.
I guess, do I recognize the main alley, or do I recognize what city we're in?
You're in Alestria.
Okay.
Jimmy turns around. He says, "Okay, where's your golem?"
I can sense where the golem is, can't I?
Yes.
It's been a hot minute.
And you can reach out to Guinevere. You feel reconnected.
Okay.
Wait, how'd they get from the oasis to where they're at? Did I miss that?
Yep.
Nope, it was in the blink of an eye. That's what I said.
Okay, sorry.
No, Ricky, did you blink your eye?
Relnor hasn't questioned that part, so we're moving on.
I mean, it's...
Too much to do.
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
Look, I fell through the floor, so there wouldn't be the first thing that I'm just kind of running with.
First you were stoned, and then you fell through the floor, and then you were in a tropical island, and then you...
My golem's just outside the city, still with the other golems.
All right. Listen, he hands you his amber orb, Relnor.
Yep.
He says, no matter what happens, give this to Joan.
Okay, I will do that.
You're on your own from here, lad. I'm sure I can trust you to get to your golem. He says it almost like a question.
Oh, this isn't exactly my first golem rodeo.
He is well acquainted with war.
Be safe.
Iredell kind of smiles and puts a hand on your shoulder, and she says, you as well, my friend. We have much to discuss if we survive this day.
Well, that's a big if, but I'm looking forward to it. It'll be nice to
And,
finally have some answers.
Iredell, let's go. She kind of smiles and rushes off, following after Jimmy.
Question, is the city hostile to me right now?
The city is unaware of you right now. It is getting
Seems
ready
like
to be
preparing for war.
getting ready to be besieged by a massive army to the north. So
So you can do whatever you want.
yeah, you've kind of got a little bit of free reign, and you're not wearing your Lestrade uniform, so you really are all right
Okay.
to move around.
What side of the city are the golems on? Do we remember that?
The northern side. You could move in that direction fairly easily.
Okay, so I am going to try to blend in and make my way to the northern gate.
Just a reminder, you guys, the power
Comms.
of you have comms, so you can talk to each other.
Forgot about that.
I guess I'm gonna over comms. I'm gonna say, are you guys all right? Are you guys there?
We're here, we're here.
Oh, thank God, Realm.
Relnor!
Are you all safe?
Where are you? We're at the golems.
Divine safe.
Well, how about you tell me what's going on there?
We're
This
at the
is-
golems. We're getting ready for war.
This is not the battle I thought we were going to be having today.
Four.
We were saved.
Endless war.
We were saved by Terry.
Oh, he's such a cool dude.
Right?
I'm inside the city.
Oh.
What are you doing inside the city?
Well, I was trying to get out.
Oh, just hanging out.
Right now, I'm making my way to the northern gate to get out of the city.
That's probably good.
How'd you get into the city?
I'm not entirely sure. Long story though. Iredell and
Jimmy.
Am I getting in my golem? I'm getting ready to go.
Yeah, you guys can be getting your
Okay.
golem for sure. Yeah.
Wrapping up.
Iredell and Jimmy were there. They've gone off, but Joan, I have something for you.
What is it?
For me?
It's a surprise.
It's an amber orb, but
It's-
I don't think you got any more details than that.
Yeah, it's I don't exactly know what it is, but he told me to give it to you.
Jimmy did?
Jimmy did.
Okay. I'm interested. DM,
Yes,
Have
that's
I
who
re-
I am.
have I read anything about an amber orb?
No.
Okay.
Relnor, as you approach the northern gate, you can see that it is just covered in soldiers. So it's just full of enemies, basically.
Hey, Guinevere.
Yes, Relnor.
I'm just inside.
good to hear your voice once again.
Yours as well.
Where
Never
have you
gets
been?
old.
It's yeah. It's a bit of a story. We don't exactly have time for it right now. Would you do me a favor? I'm just inside the north gate. Would you go ahead and bring the golem right on through that gate?
It would be my pleasure.
Thank
And then, as you're kind of saying that and walking towards the gate, your skin starts to glow with the symbols as you kind of enter your golem state. What are the three of you guys doing? Are you all in the golems now?
I hopped in my golem and I'm taking off like a rocket ship.
Yeah, I'm loading up into Penny.
So as your guys' golems kind of like burst to life and all start to glow and move, you can hear the armies beside you start to just roar with kind of like enhanced morale.
Penny, make the
So-
loudest, most exciting noise you can.
So the rhino roars and stomps its legs on the ground.
Josh,
That would
can I
be
hear
cool.
you make a goat noise?
A goat noise?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I want to.
Oh,
You do. I don't like it.
You want me to do it?
that was a pretty good.
If I do it, will you not do it?
Yes.
Okay.
What an amazing
Bay.
stipulation.
Goat Bay. Bay.
Oh, that's, you called that in. That's horrible.
You want me to really try?
Yeah.
Mine was good. Use mine.
You can. Yay!
That was like a hybrid bad sheep and bad goat noise.
All right. That's what I guess Joan does.
And
with
I
the goat.
scream.
All right. As the armies start to kind of rush forward, you guys go out ahead of them to kind of like make a way.
I'm flying towards that tower we were in.
Oh, the White Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. As you're doing that, Dalphin, you see the tower itself begin to collapse.
Oh, good. That was my plan.
It starts to break down. However, amidst the
my job
amidst the rubble of the crumbling form,
It's a titan, isn't it?
you see a
dude.
massive figure emerge.
Pooper scooper.
A huge draconic being bursts forth. It's massive.
It's a dragon.
Lolita.
This is a dragon, everyone.
Whoa,
We've been
no.
in dungeons.
But
and
it
now,
is Terra Soul's final form, basically, and he kind of emerges from the rubble of the
I'm so
the
dead.
tower.
What was the-
At that same time, Relnor, you feel the ground shake, and you see several of the dwarven figures near you start to shift and transform as well. And throughout the city, large creatures start to emerge and kind of burst forth. And I need everyone to roll initiative. Six years later, a brusque wind passes over the northern peaks of Altera, trudging forth upon the highest mountain along a worn and beaten path. Above the clouds and well beyond the land she calls home is Joan Stormcrown. Once servant to a god that was not, raised by a cleric of gray that was not, her quest for knowledge has turned to a quest for purpose. Driven by some preternatural need, Joan has fled from civilization. She has delved into the ancient wells, entreated the ageless crystalline speakers, counseled with dead gods, and nearly lost her mind in the deep where even shadows cannot reach, listening to those damned within the chasm. King Nature, a celestial being said to have been killed by Joshua, now trapped within an emerald glade hidden amidst the northern frozen wastes, told her of the Watchers on the mountain. Obrenna, the temple at the top of the world, to where she now ascends. Her soul companions, a mountain hermit and his crow-like retainer, help to guide her along this tenuous path. The wind seems to still and settle as they approach a pair of arches, the entrance to Obrenna. I wonder how my old friend, Erak, has been.
you're friends with a rock?
No, my dear. It is the leader of the people here.
Oh, I apologize. That was incredibly ignorant of me.
Erak is an old sage.
How'd you guys meet?
Eventually, we all get to know one another up here. We have both called the North our home for a very long time.
Have you guys always been friendly?
Oh, as friendly as you can be, I suppose. He is respectful, as am I.
So what's his duty?
The beings here, they're like our friend, the crow,
Oh,
but they watch the stars.
or
Things only the stars can tell. What do you think they're looking for?
prophecies?
Ah, our world is full of them, I think. Are you familiar with any prophecies?
No. Are you familiar with them?
I know of some, yes. None of note. But I put little stock in prophecy.
Do you know of any that have been fulfilled?
Oh, certainly. A man can prophesy each day is the day of his death until his death arrives. That man is a prophet.
Good point. Do you only have to be right once to be considered a prophet?
I think the only thing you need is a following. Prophecies are not about reality, my dear. They are about belief.
So is that what they're looking for in the skies?
No.
Oh. What are they looking for if it's not prophecies?
You come from a seafaring community, yes?
Yeah.
You have, certainly, those who keep their eyes on the storms to see if the seas will be raging or if they'll be calm.
Yeah.
These are not prophecies.
More like forecasts.
Yes. So, the watchers of Obrana keep an eye on the stars to see what they may be forecasting.
Interesting. I didn't know that the stars could forecast.
I am certain there are many that those from Alterra do not know of the stars.
Well, depending how far away the star is and what the speed of light is, you might not be forecasting when you're looking at the stars. You might be reading the past.
Okay.
I read books too.
You do. It is something I've come to admire about you, my dear.
Thank you.
As you guys approach, you find the entrance to be like it's made of like pretty simple craftsmanship, like almost maybe it would remind you of the Erden a little bit. Like these seem to be people who live off the land, not very industrialized. Though you get the sense that it's not because they could not be industrialized. You've seen at least at a distance the Kingdom of the Giants and know that there are metalwork and magic aplenty here. So these are people who live off the land out of choice and maybe tradition. As you step in, you kind of see this almost kind of an empty village, almost built like kind of on the mountain.
Yeah.
Up here, the air is very thin, but also incredibly clear. You're actually like above most of the cloud formations. So
Yeah.
the only time you can probably remember being this high was either, flying in with Dalfin or when you were on the Gnome Island. And so it's quiet, except for like a little, maybe like whistle of some wind. Then you hear kind of a fluttering of feathers as a large, cloaked, dark crow-like bird person lands. Ah!
Good to see you, Ro.
Very slow you are, walking on your feet. Ah!
Don't really have many other options.
If only you were born as majestic and beautiful as Ro.
Do you bring us news, my friend?
Yes, the village is abandoned. They have left, yes.
For what?
The Watchers have gone to the castle.
What castle?
The Kingdom of the Giants, I presume.
All? But Avrak, he stays.
Why did he stay?
Said he was here to see an old friend.
I point it over on.
Yes,
Why'd they go to the castle?
probably because they are going to kill the giants. That is definitely what they would do. Warlike, these people. Yes.
Were like?
He is joking.
It's hard to tell.
Ro is fond of lies.
Yes. Very good. I am at not telling truths.
Was that a lie?
No, it is honesty.
Was that a lie?
No.
Was that a lie?
This is a fun game.
You started it, Ro. Okay, let's go see your friend.
Begone, Ro. You are not needed past this point.
Hey, take a book.
How about I take your weapon?
No.
Perhaps you have an artifact.
No.
Well, I will go and fight with them in the war. And then he kind of flaps his wings and takes off.
Bye, Ro. Don't die.
It would seem that Arak has waited for us. You may go and speak with him. I need to rest my bones.
Would you like a book?
Certainly.
Okay.
What may I have?
I give him
Nah, you're the one having to make stuff up on the moon.
I give him a autobiography of Markle Sparkle.
He already posted an autobiography.
Yeah, I got like the first print because he wanted me to review it.
Okay.
Like, you know how they have reviews from other authors and stuff.
Yeah.
On the inside cover.
What's the title?
It's called
An autobiography.
Autobiography of Markle Sparkle.
Can you spell that for me?
BLADEBLAEDANBLADNGBLADANG.
LMNOP. Now I know my ABCs. All right. So it's a super empty village that seems like it was recently abandoned. The pathway that's there is somewhat cobbled, and so it leads up to what seems to be kind of a spot just up a smaller hill that seems to be the absolute peak of the mountain,
Yeah.
where you can assume Arak is waiting.
Okay. I'm gonna hobble my way up the cobble.
All right, so you hobble your way up the cobble and find this really ornate. You've seen like fairy circles in Ireland.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's not a circle, but it's like these are all natural stones. Like they're not like.
You remember the first time we walked to see the fairy circle? It was so disappointing.
Because it was just a bunch of little stones. We thought it'd be like these massive, big, super impressive things. Yeah. I remember.
It was so disappointing.
Yeah. I still think it was cool, just for different reasons than what I had expected. Yeah, Pixar movies have not prepared us well for real Ireland.
No.
So it's like there are these like very natural stones, but they're clearly arranged in somewhat of a intentional kind of layout.
Yeah.
And a fairly large bird-like figure, at least a head larger than Ro, perched atop one of the stones, and looking out at the sky. White and gold feathers, and the way he sits perched, it would be hard to tell that he was humanoid or just a bird. But as you get closer, you can kind of see that he definitely is wearing a very minimal kind of robe and belt.
A rock?
Yes.
I heard you were waiting for us.
Ah, you have come.
Yeah, sorry it takes us a while to travel.
I am fine waiting.
Oh, I like you a lot more than Ro already.
Ro causes as much trouble as he is helpful.
Yeah, yes, that is the best way to put it.
You come seeking answers.
I do. I met King Nature. He wasn't the most helpful.
A shadow.
Yeah, that.
Very well. Ask your questions.
What do you know about the creation of our world?
The earth and the sky. The Aeld and the Aether. The Aeld, the earth gave way, and Dragon and Erdan were born.
So are they our gods?
No,
All that we are came from Dragon and Erdan. But the gods are those that hold the Aeol in their hands. King Nature, as you saw, is dead. He once held the Aeol,
But we don't know who still holds it.
or if it is even being held.
So what's our purpose then?
Do you wish to be grand, unchanging as the mountains? Fire in your heart? Or would you be changing as the seasons? Heat giving way to harvest? Frost giving way to the flower?
I have to choose.
We all choose. One way or another.
What happens when we die?
I look to the stars. They hold no answers there. Many fear the end, that darkness, uncertainty. Do you fear?
I do not wish to die, but I don't fear it.
There is a power in you, Joan. Storm crowned. When you end, that power will go out from you, impacting all that you have touched. That is the power of the Aeol. Old as time,
What is it?
more than our flesh, more than our feet and hands. It is that is us.
Does everybody have it?
All that are.
Is there a higher power I should be accountable to?
Do you seek freedom from your own choices?
No, I just haven't ever functioned without faith in something bigger than me.
You need only reach into your pouch. If you look for something bigger than yourself,
But I don't desire that.
then you are what you are. I do not think this a small thing.
So what do I do with the thing in my pouch?
That is not for me to say.
Should he have it?
I believe Oberon will want it.
Who is he?
Who has he shown himself to be?
An old wise man who doesn't seem to have much going on in his life because he's been following me everywhere.
And at that point, Eric kind of like lowers his head really, really low. Oberon kind of steps up and says,
So, you will not accept what you have been given.
I'm not sure it's what I desire.
You have not been given something of desire, but of duty.
I haven't looked at it that way.
Joan, you are one among many in the next line of immortals. It was our actions that led to the death of the gods, and without them, we are all that this world has left.
he kind of straightens up a little bit, and you can feel like he starts to almost grow in front of you, and you see a amber orb kind of almost poking out of the kind of the neck of his shirt. It looks like it's implanted in his chest.
I am Oberon, the Everson, first of the immortals and last of my kin. You stand atop the peak of the world, overlooking the stars. A war is coming, Joan, and I intend to fight it.
At this point, he's huge, by the way. He is a total giant size.
I've seen war, been in it, been a major player in it. I know you scoff at the way we let desire push us and pull us. And it's nothing against you. You've been an amazing companion. You're a wise man. I have no desire to be a major player in war ever again. So if it's my choice, I don't want it.
He looks at you, and his gaze is fierce. There's almost like a glint in his eyes, something of the old man you traveled with. That despite how rigid and intense his visage is now, there's almost a sense of understanding. And he kneels down so that he can kind of be more close to your face. And he kind of looks to the ground and then looks up at you and says,
There has only been one other human I have ever known that refused immortality. The humans of this age, you seem to have borne some sort of wisdom through pain that I cannot understand. But the path of an immortal is long in coming. What will you do?
She takes it out of her pack, holds it out to him.
I cannot. It is another burden you must carry, my friend.
I will gladly take this burden and find you a worthy companion for all ages.
Begone, Joan. You will not be welcome in the north much longer. But you have my thanks for a good journey.
Thank you.
and he kind of steps off the peak, and almost like a rush of clouds buffer around him, and then he's gone. And eventually it quiets down, and you and Iraq are up there alone.
Is there a shortcut out of here, or do I gotta walk back the whole way I came?
Walking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He will come for you. Joshua.
And?
Oberon has rules that he holds to. A code. Joshua has no code. Be wary on the other side.
You're assuming I don't already have someone that I'm going to give this to.
Where will you go? Now that you have answers.
I have some old friends I'd like to check on.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to episode 1, season 3. What awesome adventure we are on. I seriously am so excited to share the rest of these episodes with you. We do not have a regular release schedule as we used to. I will try and get them out as fast as I can. If I can achieve weekly, I will. But I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. I'm putting a lot of work into these episodes, and I want them to be as good as they possibly can. I got to give a quick shout out to our Patreon members. Thank you all. This season and this world would not exist any longer if not for the support of our listeners and our patrons. If you would like to become a patron and see some of the different offerings we have there, you can go to patreon.com/The Titan Pod. You can find us on Twitter at The Titan Pod. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and I cannot wait to see you all again in Alterra. Thanks, everybody.